Good morning, sewing friends. I'm Lerlyn with House of Akoti. Welcome back to the channel. Today is another episode of Friday Sews where I share what I've been working on here in the sewing studio, which is a variety of things. I'm working on some formal gowns, and most recently I've made a couple of outfits for myself. So let me get to sharing. Okay, so this is the sweater Bordeaux style off the shoulder dress. This was a self-drafted pattern. It was very cute, fits very well. I like the fringe detail that was just the selvage edge I decided to keep. I thought it would be a cute design feature. I did put in a zipper just for, ease of getting in and out. And outfit number 2, here I felt like wearing denim, so I made an outfit. This was not a self-drafted pattern, but it fits really well. Wore it with some boots and probably will wear it again. Outfit number 3, I'm actually working on this now. It's a graduation dress for my daughter. This is just the Nude Mess base, so still working on that. Hey everyone, it's Lerlyn. Welcome back to the channel today. I will be working on a very cute pocket. So what you'll need for this project is basically 2 shapes. I have a square, 2 pieces, and a rectangle, 2 pieces, whichever dimensions that you'd like your pocket to be. And I will most likely do a button on here as well. You can do it with a buttonhole, but you can also just sew a cute button on top. You'll also need matching thread, scissors to cut those threads, something tinier, probably the better, and of course, your trusted sewing machine. So follow me to the sewing machine. Alrighty guys, so I have both of my square pieces. And the first thing I'm gonna do is to turn each of the sides under where the right side faces me about 1/4 of an inch. And just stitch. I'm gonna do that to all 4 sides. So that's one side, and I just want to clip those edges so it's a nice clean finish. And the same thing to the other sides. And depending on the fabric you're working with, you can probably finger press the way that I'm working here, or you may have to iron it to get it to really stay flat. And sometimes it gets stuck in those corners because it's a little thick. So you may have to do your hand wheel to get it to move. Sometimes I do that to get it to get going. That helps sometimes. Alrighty, and just keep holding and pressing. And get that edge as well. Sometimes it wants to twist and turn. Alright. Sometimes your fabric may get a little bit distorted too if it's somewhat stretchy. So you have to be mindful, like on that edge. I'll just go back and even that part out. What I like to do is keep a little container for my threads here and throw it away at the end of the day. It kind of helps from everything getting messy and all over the floor. Alright, so let's move on to the next side. Watch your fingers. Alright, so same thing here. To get it going, I may have to use that hand wheel a little bit. Take a couple stitches forward and then go backward. And then same thing, pressing as I go. Alrighty. Almost done. It's looking pretty good. And then you can see the vision here, right, of the pocket. So here you can see where my edge was just a little distorted because it did move. I'm just going to go and even that out right here. So you can kind of fix those little pieces as you go, as opposed to waiting till the very end and your pocket's distorted. Alrighty. So that's done, and same thing here. Push it along and back stitch. Okay, and turn that under. Sometimes it wants to move, sometimes it wants to stretch, but all of this is hidden. You won't be able to see it. Alright, so that's the very first part of our pocket. So that's looking really cute. So we're going to work on the top part, the flag. Okay, so here I have the rectangular piece, and I have the top turned in about 1/4 to about 3/8 of an inch. And I'm just going to stitch it. Alright, so this is going to be the finished bottom edge of the pocket. So if you can kind of visualize, if this is our panel of the skirt, particularly, this will be on top of the skirt. Turn under and we'll finish that edge there as well. Turn that under and then you'll have your pocket flap. And you can do a cute little decorative button here at the top if you should so desire. So keep following and we'll finish this up. Okay, so I'm just gonna finish this edge here with the zigzag. It's easier for me today. I don't feel like changing out that serger from black to this color. So we're just gonna zigzag the end here. And we can kind of go in with our little snips and just clean up some of that additional interfacing that's on here. That interfacing just gives it the stabilization, so it's not so flimsy. But again, none of that will be really seen. You know, again, if you wanted a full pocket, you could stitch it to here, right? And then you won't see any of that because it'll just kind of flip up like so, right? Can you see that? Yeah, it's in the camera. Or if it's going to be actually on the panel, your pants or your skirt, you'll stitch there. And still, once you stitch it down, it's still semi-hidden depending on where how far down your seam comes. So the next thing, I'm going to do the same thing to the other pocket. We'll give this a good press and we'll put that aside to be able to put on the skirt. And I'll show you the finished product. Okay, so here are the interim details, not final details. But if you're going to do a patch pocket with a flap or any patch pockets, I'd recommend that you put it on your dress form or try it on just to see where it falls for placement. So this is actually not going to be sewn down, just for demonstration purposes of figuring out will I keep it or ditch it. But this is a waistband that's going to be sewn to this body of the skirt. It's just kind of pinned onto the dress form for now. And basically this is where the patch pocket would be if I was going to use it. I was thinking along the princess seam here. If it were pants, of course, it would be on the back. If it were a cargo top pocket, it would be lower down on the leg. But for a skirt, it's really design preference of where you like it. And this is on the fold here. I think it's okay. You know, it's close enough proximity if you want to put a phone in there, some cash, coins, you know, what have you, your cards, and just a little flip. So you can see the interface in there. I probably could have done, you know, double the fabric, but I thought it would have been really thick. But it's just really cute. It's got a nice depth to it. My whole hand would actually fit in. So if you were going to sew it, because this skirt is open, it's not finished, I would basically just top stitch along the top here and leave the sides open to flip. This is already nicely finished along here, so you don't have to worry about that. And then stitch down from one corner down, right here, down, all around and back up. And of course back stitching here. But I think it would be a cute detail if I were going to use it. But not sure yet, but just wanted to share with you how I do my patch pockets. So if you like this video, please consider subscribing, hit that like button, and follow me, House of a Coty Design. Also TikTok, House of a Coty Design, Instagram at House of a Coty, and Facebook, House of a Coty Design and Gifts. This channel is all about sewing, embroidery, and follow me on this journey. Have a great day. Bye. And that's a wrap for Friday Sews. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you next week. Bye.